Growing up with four all a year apart, it was always an adventure, just such an amazing experience.
She always was a caring, giving person, full of love, one of the biggest huggers that you'd ever run into. When she hugged you, you knew she meant it.
She was like the caretaker role, making sure that everyone's okay. That's just, I guess, what came naturally to her.
But what she had trouble with was receiving, and she felt that she wasn't good enough to receive.
I think Michale was 14 and I was 11, and I would see her go to the bathroom after dinner and hear her vomiting, and I would stand outside the door and knock on the door and say, "What are you doing?" I didn't understand it. And she would just walk out and deny that she had done it.
We talked to each other about it, but most of the time she would just say that it was temporary, that it was a phase, and I think that we believed her.
My first introduction to Michale struggling with an eating disorder was after she graduated from university. I became concerned because she was getting very thin, and she reluctantly shared with me about her struggle with eating disorders.
It was hard because you want to help, but there's really little you can do. And when it starts affecting you emotionally, then you really need support. When I started coming to Sheena's place, she started opening up to me more. It opened a line of communication that we could talk about things other than food, that we could talk about how she was doing, how she was feeling.
For her family, the shame and guilt is in not being able to do enough to help. Just reflecting on Michale's life and thinking, like, how could I have not seen the early signs? How could I have not encouraged her to get treatment when she was 14? I didn't know I was 11, but still, these sorts of things go through my head all the time.
The real shame is more about the lack of awareness about ED, the lack of proper treatment facilities for ED, the shame associated with eating disorders, and Michale's death transferred over into the shame of grief.
I think the amount of love and support that Sheena's Place offers should be more available to everyone. And I think that it's really important for all those people to have some place to go where they can just be themselves, talk about what's going on, and just be unconditionally loved and supported.
My journey with Sheena's Place has been part of my healing. The pain of the loss will always be in my heart, but it won't control the present. It'll be a source of strength and love and inspiration.
Losing Michale to her eating disorder is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through, and I don't want anyone to ever have to go through that. Sheena's Place has become family to me because of the support they provided when Michale was alive and the support that they've provided since she passed away. And what they represent to me is inexplicable.